waiting for this guy to get a couple of pallets off his truck. I might as well set up, hadn't I? At least that way then, you know, it's just saves a bit of time, doesn't it? So I might as well get on with it, hadn't I? So let's get on with it. Well, I might be able to squeeze past you. Say bite down. Ooh, that's close. And away we go. I've seen him flashing then. I'm thinking, well, I ain't really got much choice, I've got to come out. Oh, and another one. Oh, I'm loving this. Very nice people. Right then. Apparently there's an island down here somewhere. Brr. It's a bit fucking warm today. That can't be right. It says 27 degrees on my clock. It's coming down though now. Airflow, air pressure. Yeah. It's no, we want that one on. That's it. We want the special stuff on, because I'm a bit. It's just a bit. A little bit. But it's a bit though. We are currently in Featherstone. Now, this, don't get this mistaken to the one that's near like Wolverhampton, Cannock area. It's not that Featherstone, no. This is a different one. This one's up by Pontefract. So like Wakefield, Pontefract way type of deal. Like, you know, up that neck of the woods. And I've just come out and I'm on my way to Bradford. We are on this little road here, whichever it is. I have no idea, to be fair. It doesn't say anything. So it's got a street name. It says Common Side Lane. So there you are. If you know that neck of the woods, that's where I is. For some unknown reason, my fucking camera's gone on a wonk. I hate it when it goes on the wonk. On the wonk, it does my head in. Right? It just don't look right. I don't like the wonk. Ooh. Stressful. Stressful when it's on the wonk. Never mind. Come on, you stupid fucking doopy. Oh, tell you what, this truck is the biggest sack of taters ever. Have a look at that fucking field instead. Oh, tell you what. At least you got something nice to look at though, eh? For some unknown reason, this particular man truck, right, it's not the same as all the other ones we've got. It's, well, it's something. I don't know what it is. There's something wrong with it. It ain't right. It's got zero power. You put your foot down, it goes, now then, chill. We're gonna get there eventually. I'm thinking I want to get there now. Come on, there's a fucking car coming. That's what it's like, honestly. It's as if somebody's gone, you know what? We ain't gonna put a turbo in this fucker. We're gonna leave it with just the cylinders. That'll do. Fuck 'em. Plus, as well, because obviously with the man truck, you're so used to having filling the diesel tank up on this side, right, and the AdBlue on that side. The boffins, whoever's decided to put this one together, has put the diesel tank on that side with the AdBlue. I don't suppose that's too much of a bother because the daft trucks are on that side, so yeah, that's that. But it feels, it drives, it sounds completely alien to what all the other man trucks sound like. Hey ho. What do you know? Anybody know where we are yet? Yeah. I'm just following me twat now. The sign did say that the 62 was this way, so that'll do. It'll do nicely. Very, very nicely indeed. When I was given this place, I'm like, well, I haven't been here before. I don't know. What's this all about? And I'm like, But as soon as I got there, I went, oh, I've been here before. I remember you. I like that though. It's like you're worried just in case you get into like alien territory, and it's like, oh no, I've done this before. I know what I'm doing. Isn't that cool? Yay! I just sat on my arse and watched the rest of my film while I was being unloaded. Not bad that. Is anybody else? I'll tell you about film, right? The one I watched was on Netflix. I was watching Maleficent with Angelina Jolie. And I'm telling you now, right? I'm team Maleficent without a doubt, because I just didn't understand the logic between the guy in the film. If this is a bit of a spoiler, by the way. I know he was asked to go and take her head off, but he died. But he took her wings instead. He might as well fucking took her head off, for that sake. But anyway, I don't get that. I don't get why he did it in the first place. What was the point? I know because he wanted to be king, blah blah blah, that kind of reason behind it. But what I mean is that he just seemed a little bit. Well, now obviously she's pissed off because obviously he just cut her fucking wings off. But then he has the audacity when he turns king to seek vengeance because she put a curse on his daughter. I mean, talk about double standards. I mean, fuck me, crikey. You pinched her fucking wings, you dopey bastard. What do you expect she's gonna do? Go, oh, never mind, don't worry about it. Huh? I wanted to slap him myself, to be fair. Oh well, never mind. Such is life. It's only a film, mind you, like, you know what I mean? But it just got me. I was just like, ugh! It's so frustrating. How can somebody seek vengeance because a curse has been cast on the daughter? Hang on! You're the one who started this in the first place, you dopey bastard. She let you into her world when you were younger, blah blah blah, and you done that, double-crossed her, you twat bag. Not fair. Oh, by the way, do you like my? I got the old man hairstyle. It's called the helmet look. I got me crash hat over there. Yes. I couldn't be bothered to put any jelly in my hair. I just couldn't be arsed because I thought to myself, well, it's no point because it'll get all fucked up in my helmet anyway. So I thought, we'll give it the natural look this time. It's like, I'm thinking, fuck me, I feel like I'm trying to tame a fucking raccoon. Oh well, never mind. But at least it stayed in a reasonable same position. You know, that's all I'm bothered about because it was getting. I think it would be all over the fucking show, and I don't like that. But anyway, never mind. Enough of that. Once I'd finished watching that film now, and I was looking through and thinking, well, what else can I watch? Well, and I come across a classic. I've only watched the first 10 minutes of it because I got tipped and I was ready to go. So, but it was the Substitute. It's the original one with what's his face in it. I can't remember now. What the fuck is his name? Oh, no, what him? I can't think. But anyway, I'm like sitting there thinking. It was great when you first watched these films, obviously way back when. And I'm thinking, good grief, don't they seem very cheesy? But I'm going to watch it anyway and watch it all the way through. I have seen it a gazillion times because I like the film, but I mean, I've always been a film buff anyway. I've always loved watching films, no matter what they are, to a point. I mean, obviously if they're going to be total toss, I'll also just turn them off, like, you know what I mean? But anyway, I've watched films over and over again, and I still get the same amount of enjoyment out of it. I do. Anyway, I'll carry on watching that later. The Substitute. They did The Substitute too as well. Michelle Pfeiffer, I think she was in the second one. But I can't think for the life of what his name is. It's not Richard Gere, it's that guy. It's the other one, but I can't think what his name is. Oh, it's going to really piss me off, that is now. Oh, good grief. I can't think. Hang on. Basinger. Somebody Basinger. Oh, it just fucking pinged in my head then. Interesting. It'll come. It will, honestly. It'll find. It'll worm its way through the back of my skull and go, oh, there you are, look. I think the Americans pronounce it Basinger, don't they? They don't say Basinger like we do. Somebody like that. That's his name anyway. It's something Basinger. What the Richard I don't know. Anyway, that's the guy. Could be Robert, I don't know. I might be wrong. Probably am, more than likely. Anyway, beside the point. So I'm going to go and watch that. When I get to this place, I'll stick it back on again. Might have time to watch it, might not have time to watch it. Either way, when I get home, I'll watch it then. Simple as, yes. Simple as that, yes. You know yourself though, that some films, they do stand the test of time, but then there's the other ones that tend not to. I mean, there's certain films that me personally, I mean, obviously it doesn't happen for everybody, like, but there's films that have like from the 80s and the 90s and the 2000s, obviously up till now. But there's like, for argument's sake, one particular film that I do still find a lot of fun in is Big Trouble in Little China. I mean, I hadn't watched it for donkeys, honestly. I mean, absolute donkeys. And I stuck it on a few months ago probably. And I'm like, do you know what? It's still enjoyable to this day. You know what I mean? As cheesy as it is, it was still enjoyable. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. And then, what else we got that's stood the test of time? Oh, we can't. We've got to put Back to the Future in there, haven't we? I think, personally, all of them are awesome. And I have mentioned this before, though. My only grievance is that I wish that I kept the original Jennifer instead of using Elizabeth Shue. I mean, she did alright, don't get me wrong, but I'd have preferred the original one for Back to the Future 2 and 3. But, hey, such is life. I think the actress, I think her mother was ill. I think she had cancer or something like that, so she stopped and went home. You can't help that, can you? There's not a lot you can do about that, I'm afraid, but there you go. What else we got? The original, I ain't going to say number 2 and 3, but the original RoboCop, again, another awesome film. Cheesy as shit these days, mind you, but it has, I think that it still stood the test of time, right? The original RoboCop film. Not 2 and 3, now you forget that. But the original one. What else? Superman. Now obviously the original Superman. I think Superman 1 and Superman 2 you can get away with, but 3 and 4 I think they lost the plot a bit there. But definitely number 1. I mean, when Superman comes on and he's there. Lois is up on the top of the building and she's trapped in a knackered helicopter, and he's looking up and the hat falls down, and I mean, when for the first time, and you're like, never seen it before, and you're wondering what to expect. I mean, what an opening scene for Superman to actually reveal himself. I don't think out of all the Superman films that have come after that, even the reboot versions have actually topped that initial "Hello, I'm Superman" type of scene, like, you know what I mean? Because that was the tits. I mean, revolving door, and you got the black guy in his big pimpmobile, and he's like, "Say, Jim, woo!" And excuse me, and off he goes, "Say, woo!" And I'm just, that is the fucking nuts that is. It's awesome. And off he goes, catches Lois. One of the classic lines, "You're alright, I've got you. You got me. Who's got you?" Oh. And obviously then he catches the helicopter in the other end. And I mean, that is just awesome. Oh dear. Other cult classics, anything out there? Lost Boys, again, I think that could still, you still get some enjoyment out of that one. You wouldn't get bored, I don't think. What else can we think of? Goonies. Got a bit of the Goonies here. I don't think anybody would say no to a bit of Goonies. Indiana Jones, possibly. I know obviously the Star Wars ones have always been a good one. I mean, I remember I'd gone to see them at the pictures, but it seemed like Star Wars for years after it had been released onto TV. Because I mean, back then, right, say obviously Star Wars came out the same year as Superman did, to be fair. It was 1977. And I never seen Star Wars. I don't remember seeing Star Wars on the big screen, but I do remember seeing Superman on the big screen. Don't know why, anyway. But they certainly do stand the test of time, without a doubt. Star Wars one does, but the other ones are a bit. Well, hey. What else can we think of? I mean, Star Wars, like I said before, was always the film that came on at Christmas time, remember? Way back when. I mean, obviously, as I was trying to thought, thinking, because it come out in 77, I mean, by the time it got onto the TV, would be probably somewhere in the 80s, because it took years for films to come off the cinema and come onto TV. Not like 6 months or 12 months, like it was years. I mean, it was ridiculous. So if you'd say, for instance, you went and seen the original Back to the Future #1 in 1985, it had probably been 1989 maybe before it even got on the TV. That's how long it used to take. It was crap. Absolute crap. But hey, not today, don't. No. I've got to wait for a couple of films to come out on Blu-ray because I've missed them on the pictures. That's another thing that bugs me, though, is if you're going to go and see something on the cinema, you've got to go and see it, in that time frame. If you haven't got the chance to go and see it, and eventually just it's off and it's done. I know it's. They can only have them on there for so long because obviously other films are going to come in, you know what I mean? But yeah, I don't know. So I missed the big screen version of the Divergent series, Allegiant. So I'll have to wait till I get on Blu-ray. I don't know, I'll get there. Bugger. Never mind, I'll get there. You know, you're not hearing. Stray fucking nostril hair. It's going. We are on the island. Yes. Got to go all the way around and back on myself. Does anybody remember the original Supergirl film? Yeah, I do. It was alright, you know, it wasn't bad as far as it goes, you know what I mean? It was yeah. I remember one particular scene which got nothing to do with the Supergirl or whatever, but there was one particular scene there I always have to keep rewinding and watching over and over again because I wasn't sure. And there's a shot where after they're having a rabble on about whatever, this woman gets into a car and drives away. And as I drive, because it's on loose gravel and dusty, like a dusty track, whatever you call it, as she pulls away, I'm convinced that the rear wheel of the car that's in shot doesn't turn, it just gets dragged. I'm sure it does. I might be imagining things. But then again, daft things happen, don't they, in films? Another classic, which it probably was in the cinema, but I think that was a early 70s film. I think it was early 70s anyway. It was the Terror Inferno. Anybody remember that one? I mean, I may be wrong, but I'm almost sure that it was the first film, or the only film, that you had the two iconic actors of the day, which was Paul Newman and Steve McQueen. You had both of them in that. But again, that was another awesome film, that was. The original Jaws. There are certain films though, I mean, I don't know whether you might agree or not, I don't know, but I'll leave it to you. But there are certain films that do end up having either 1, 2 and 3 or 4 or a sequel of some kind, but there are certain films out there that end up having a sequel, not because there's another part of the story, but because the first one was so good. But they always fuck the second one up. I mean, there was a lot of that went on. And I don't mind sequels as long as it either expands on what was and makes it better, or does something completely different, but in the same realms of whatever it was. But there was a top 10 or top 20 of worst sequels, or worst prequels, should I say. And in amongst that, which I found quite bizarre, was the prequel to The Thing, because the original, because again, there's another one, an 80s classic sci-fi horror, The Thing. Brilliant film that was. I mean, the way they did the gory crap and what have you was just incredible. Now, and obviously there was a list of the worst prequels. Now, I don't believe that they should have put the prequel Thing in that list, because if you actually went back and watched The Thing from 1985 and then watched the prequel, they had linked it together so well that it was just amazing the way things ended up on the America side, because we've seen that first and it all transitioned from the Swedish side, and that's where it all came from, and it all linked together, and it was perfectly synchronised. It was matched great, and obviously with it being CGI, the special effects are even worse, even better. And I found that it was a lot more fun to watch, and I was like amazed to see how they things ended up where they ended up and how they got to be how they got to be. It was just, I loved it. It was a cracking film. It was Mark Howell was alive back then, so the pair of us were sat on the chair, right, because I went and bought it on Blu-ray, and I shoved it in, and I was watching, and I'm not kidding you. I mean, normally when we watch a film, you have but the pair of us, right, so this is the reason why I don't understand why it was in the worst prequel bunch of films, but the pair of us, me and Carol, we sat on the edge of our chair all the way through the film, and we never moved until the end of it. We never moved. We was transfixed. Maybe because we was old enough to remember what the first one was like. Maybe, I don't know. But as far as I'm concerned, it was brilliant. It was perfectly done. I can't argue. As prequels goes, for me, that was the tits. It was awesome. I mean, we have had some really like questionable prequels. I mean, that's a given. But that ain't one of them. No way. I mean, you need to go and watch the 1985 version of the thing first before you may. Or I think it might have been 1982 actually. It's in the 80s somewhere down there anyway. So you'll have to go and have a look at that first, and then watch the prequel, and you'll see that when everything transpires, it's like, fuck, so that's how that got there. So that's what happened to that when that got. Fuck, it does. It opens up a lot of fucking, solves a lot of questions. It really does. I think it's great. I mean, I'd like to say I don't mind prequels as long as when the end of that film finishes, it links into the start of the original film. It's no point doing a prequel if it's got fuck all to do with the original film, because that to me ain't a bloody prequel. Makes no sense. But the way they did that, and it all streamed in, and it was just perfect. It was like one of those whiz kids doing the Rubik's Cube and finishing it in 5 seconds. Like, it's just awesome. Oh dear. I know I might be going on a bit, but sometimes people do not give films the credit that's the due, and that's one of them as far as I'm concerned. Ah, dear. We're almost there, we ain't far away. Turn it down a bit. Stick it on 1. What's the temperature gauge? 23 degrees. Oh, tell you what, that's the superb summer weather we want. Yes. I love the sunshine, it's always sunshine. I love the sunshine to bits and pieces. Steady on, steady on, steady on, steady on. Oh, wait, just here, just a little bit, because there's a possibility I may not get over there, and I might not see you. There you are. Look, see, what would have happened? I'd have been stuck in the box, and that's no good to anybody. It's because I was paying attention. You see, if you look in front, you can see the lights. Yeah. I wonder if there's any other films out there. Well, there are obviously going to be, but that I've seen that I think to myself, do you know what? That prequel just doesn't work, or that look, see, in the box, the yellow box. You're not supposed to be in it. You're supposed to be out of it. Oh, I tell you what, some people just don't think. So I still can't go yet because the box is blocked. So I sit here. I've actually sat at these lights, this section here, until they've gone green, red, and then green again. Because you can't go until there's room. Obviously I've got 60-foot vehicles, so I've got to fit in the gap. I should be able to get out. There you are. See, they've changed again. But that's how you're supposed to do these, you see. But a lot of people don't. They'll just sit in the box. Fuck it. Not supposed to, but that's what they do. But what it does is it causes problems for the rest of the way the lights work. As soft as it sounds, it causes a problem. If people didn't do it and they waited until it was clear, then you wouldn't have a problem. And away we go again now. I'm just going to wait to see if there's a gap. If there's enough room for me, which should be because they're on green, so I shall go. I can move now. See? Easy peasy. Isn't that long? There's enough room for me to fit my fat ass in here. Yeah. Oh, gearbox and a bit of a wank. We've had a bit of a fucking movie session here this time round. It's all because I was watching Netflix. Ooh, over each. Once again, is there enough room to me to poke through? Have a look. No, the lights have turned red again. Cow. And we're off. Fucking hell, truck. Go, will you? Ooh. Ooh. See? The sunshine and the warm weather brings the pretties out. Oh, it does. When it's a lovely summer's day, it don't half bring the pretties out. The pretties! Granted, there are all pretties, but hey, we ain't all perfect, are we? Oh, I'm going to get anything, I'm going to stay there. Is there any particular reason why, Mr. Van Dry, you're going to stay there? Or you block the fucking road, you great twunk. Come on, dude. You're blocking the fucking driveway off, you frigging pimple bollock bastard.